What's going on, everybody? It's the Free Thinker, and I'm back at you again with another video. And I was just relaxing, and then I thought about something. Hold on, let me turn this down. 1 second. Just want to make sure I could hear it. So I was just thinking about something, and just thinking about the world and all that. Whenever I get like relaxed after my long day, and I'm just walking around enjoying my freedom, thank gosh, I was like trying to force myself to imagine wanting to be with someone, and it just was very difficult to do. I'm pretty much, detached. So it's sort of hard to think that way. So I was like trying to think, like, okay, hmm. And what popped up in my mind before I could even think of that was, I don't give a damn if they paid me tons of money. I would never, ever allow myself to be inseminated or whatever it is to carry anything, not for anything at all, period. Even if they were like, you would your rent or mortgage will be paid for life. No, no. Have y'all ever thought about that? For the women, for those who are in the body that people consider to be women, regardless of how you identify yourself. Have you ever thought about that? If somebody was to pay you everything, would you pop out? One, no, 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 no. I'd rather chew on rocks and enjoy it and pour gravy on rocks. I swear, I'll put rocks in a plate and make that taste good before I do some shit like that. I would never in my life. So I just don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense. Um, I would never carry on anybody's lineage. I'm not even carrying on my own family's lineage. It's whack and it needs to die off. I'm just the boldest one to do it. I have no desire to do it, and let somebody else do it. So why would I? I have chosen my own name. I never identified with the name that I was born as, and I always knew I would change the entire thing, and I did that a couple years back, first, middle, last, to what I wanted it. I'm not changing that to anybody else's name. That's my name. And whoever, if I ever decide to do that, it wouldn't be the traditional type of relationship type thing because I don't like prisoners and I'm not a prisoner. So that person should be able to live their life, you know. That should be like your homie. You get what I'm saying? Like your homie, not somebody who you have to like keep secrets from or just like all that whack shit. You know what I'm saying? I just never understood why everybody has to do things the same way. And it may be because I'm part of LGBT. You get what I'm saying? I never understood why everything has to be by the book and everybody has to identify this way and the other person has to identify that way. You have to dress like this, and that means the other person has to dress like that. If that one wears the dress, then you wear the pants. Why can't you both wear pants? Why can't you both be this way? Why can't you just respect each other's spaces and boundaries? If that person has a life, let them live their life. You have your life. And I just don't understand it. I feel like maybe people feel like they have to be in control of someone outside of themselves to feel like they're doing something. I don't get it. Or other than that, I don't get it. So I don't know. I am very sapiosexual, I guess. First of all, I'm asexual. But people who are super intelligent, I mean, smart as hell, with a backbone, are the most attractive people in the entire world to me. If you are intelligent as hell, okay, you know a lot about everything. Okay, you literally know some stuff, and you are fascinated by the things that you know. Like you research stuff, you get what I'm saying, or you find a subject or something, and you're just fascinated, and so you are so fascinated by it that you can probably teach that, pretty much self-taught, and probably know more than someone who went to school for it because you're just that fascinated. And then you probably did go to school for it, whether you went to school for it or not. You're just fascinated by this thing. And you're so good at what you're so fascinated that you can teach that to someone, even if they had no interest in it at all. Suddenly they have an interest because you're so passionate about what you know. For me, that's my definition of explaining what a sapiosexual is and what that means to be, I guess, quote unquote, attracted. For me, it's just a deep level of respect for an individual that uses their mind instead of their ass. Because anybody can get something that throws their ass around. But it's rare to come across somebody that is like super intelligent and they're proud of their intellect. You know, they're proud and they just so happen to be attractive. Okay. So and that's different because everybody's ideal of attractiveness is different. But what they're most proud of is their intelligence. Most times you ask women or, for the dudes out here, what they're attracted, they're proud about their cars, or they're proud about their ass. Or, for those, for you all that may be interested in dudes or whatever. Hold on a second, I got a little nauseated. Ugh. For those of y'all who may be interested in dudes, for the women that's into dudes, or the men that's into women, or however, whatever you're interested in, then you notice that people are normally attracted to things that can be replaced, or things that everybody has, not the things that differentiates them from other people, like their mind, what they are good at, what they are skilled at, what they know, stuff like that. They don't feel like that's anything to boast about or anything to mention in a conversation. They play dumb, or they dumb down, or stuff like that. That's not attractive, maybe to some people. If somebody tells somebody that dumbing down is attractive, that means they're insecure, and they need somebody to act dumb for them to feel smart, or make themselves feel like they know more than someone else. That's an insecure person. But a person who isn't insecure would not be intimidated by someone else's intellect, even if they know a little bit more than you, or they know something that you may not have known about had it not been for them. Right? To me, that's a good conversation starter. That's no reason to feel inferior to anybody. But everybody doesn't feel that way. And I don't know. That was just something that popped in my head all of a sudden when I was just walking around in peace, like, yes. And I tried to force myself to think like I've never been that way. As far back as me being like, I say all the way back to like 7. I told everybody, I was like, look, I need to be a bachelor, and they told me that a bachelor is only what for men. And I told them it doesn't matter. I'm going to be a bachelor when I get older. I want a bachelor pad, but I want it to be hooked up for myself. I want my entire place to be on my own. I want everything to be in my name. I need to have my own shit. Well, I didn't say it like that at a young age. I was just saying I want everything to be mine. And the women were laughing, the older women, and I didn't understand what was so funny. But they can obviously tell that I wasn't going to be like feminine. Nothing wrong with being feminine, but they could tell that I wasn't going to be the traditionalist. I wasn't going to look for anyone to take on their name. I wasn't going to pass down anybody else's lineage to my body. I didn't want to, give a damn about impressing anybody's mom. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just wanted to be myself. And that is something that I could tell intimidated women older than me. And they would be like, telling me that you'll see one day, and they were always crying over dudes and crying over getting cheated on and crying over all this stupid shit. And I would just be like, oh, I just never want to be like that. But I never was attracted to what they were attracted to. Time went on, and I never changed. So they sort of got a little weirded out by it. That damn, she was serious, and I'm like, yeah, I was serious. I know. I sort of knew who I was at a young age, and knew what I would like at that age, and grew with it. So I knew that I was never going to be a traditionalist, and I was never going to be attracted to a traditionalist. We would butt heads, to each their own, but somebody who lives their life, which means they have their own life, they have their own ideals. They do their own thing. They do things their way. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't intimidate me, because I'm the same way. And it's just a certain respect level for each other, and that commonality that you have in the middle, and respecting each other's, individualism. And then finding that middle ground to introduce each other to the side of yourself that other people don't get, because they automatically smash it down because you don't fit into the category of followers, conformity, or traditionalism. If a person is genuinely interested in someone, first of all, they're interested in their mind. Everybody has an ass, everybody has a cooch, well, not everybody. All the women have cooch, all the dudes have their little balls or whatever. Wow, okay, whoa, whoa, whoa. But not everybody has a brain. Well, it's in your head, but not everybody uses it. It's so rare nowadays to find people who are naturally intelligent, not people who are trying to impress the world by, oh, look at me, but just they hold themselves to a certain level. And whether anybody acknowledges it or not, they just know who they are. That's very, very rare. Are people who can just be their unique self in a world like this, where everybody's acting like little goddamn it robots, like little bots, like little clones. And it's so creepy. Um, I don't own a TV. I do not watch TV. I didn't watch TV in college. It wasn't my thing. I like to create. I like to create my own stuff. I like to create little styles. I like to sketch. I like to create stuff. I know what's going on in the world. I'm not like that, you know. I like to watch people's how can I put it? Not watch people, but people who have their own ideas. That's why I'm interested in YouTube and anything where you have content creators that express themselves artistically. But I don't like TV, like the same actors, the same actresses. I mean, you know them by like, God damn, you have regular people out here that are talented too, but they only acknowledge certain people for being the most talented because they're celebrities. I think that's played out. I feel like there are talented people walking around every single day that are extremely talented that people will never know because they don't have a Hollywood star. And that's what I'm interested in. Like, if they can play the guitar just as well as a celebrity that could play the guitar, that's talent. If they could sing the same way a celebrity can sing, but they're just not a celebrity, that's talent. If this person is creative but was never acknowledged to be like a celebrity, but they're extremely talented in a lot of different things, that's talent. Just because they don't get a Hollywood star doesn't mean they're not someone that could be acknowledged for that. And that's good conversation points because, you know, that's who they are. That's what they do. And that to me, that's interesting. Not an ass or somebody's boobs falling out. Like, man, chill. I feel like the most attractive people, like Billie Eilish, when she has on like the sweaters, the big shirts, but you could tell she's got it like that. But she's just so unique and talented. She can sing with her clothes on. You get what I'm saying? She could sing with her clothes on. And she's wearing like vintage, you know, down to earth type clothes. Vintage. She has on like her little chucks and her shorts with her sweater sometimes, different color hair, very stylistic grunge or stuff. I think that's so unique versus everybody got to fix a flat ass, everybody boots falling out their shirt, you know what I'm saying, like trying to get attention. It's fucking annoying. um it's just annoying. Like you look over and everybody, it's like I saw somebody the other day and it just sort of made me laugh a little bit, but if it made them happy, cool. But it's like I don't know what it was. It's like this thing now where some of the women have like these shirts and they're like push their boobs up to where it's just sitting. It doesn't even look right. It looks like it doesn't even look right. And I know they think that it's sexy. To some people, to dudes, it might just be sexy. I mean, dudes find anything sexy. But I was just wondering, why is everybody looking like that nowadays? What is that? Where they push? It's like they push them all the way up to their neck to where it looks like they're suffocating and begging for mercy. And it's just sitting up there like two scoops of ice cream. And it just looks weird. And I'm looking at them like, I know you're in pain, but I know beauty hurts, I guess. Why are you doing it? But this is the new style out here. The hair on top. The nobody looks regular anymore. Nobody looks, I don't know, like they're expressing themselves individually anymore. And then have a personality to go with it and intelligence to go with it and their own creativity and stuff like that. They don't, nobody does that anymore. Everybody just looks the same pumped up lips, the same, basketball pump asses, the same, rack of lamb sitting up on top so that everybody can see, like, and everybody's the same baby hairs. Everybody looks exactly the same. It's so weird looking. It's like a fucking assembly line, and you're looking around and nobody is advertising their brains or they just so irritating. It's just weird to me. And I'm like, what happened to where you could tell people were creatives or artistic or creatives and you could just tell by their style where they didn't give a damn about the name brand. They may have one or two name brands on if it's something they like. That's just how I am. I don't wear a name. I create my own styles for the most part. If I'm not trying to turn that shit on, I'm normally just down to earth. When I do want to turn that shit on, put that shit on, then I look like a whole nother person. You wouldn't even know I'm the same person. But for the most part, if I'm not trying to do the most, I'm pretty much down to earth. You could spot a beauty in a mile away, miles away. It doesn't have anything to do with what they have on. You could spot it in a lot of women don't understand it. I don't understand it. Why they don't get that. But you could just tell. Remember when SZA came out, SZA, when she first came out on the scene, She had the little shorts, the little sneakers. She had like the fluffy hair, and I was like, wow, it's so rare to come across that nowadays. Well, I hope she doesn't. People evolve, but I hope she doesn't do the whole, fix a flat. I hope she don't do the whole, plastic look. I hope she don't do that shit. And it was so refreshing to see that. And sure enough, she still does her thing from now and then, but she end up molding herself into that image too a little bit. Then Billie Eilish, she's still rocking her style. Eventually she did switch it up a little bit, but for the most part, that was what made to me that's what made Billie Eilish stand out. Her sound, her beautiful voice, her naturally beautiful face. You get what I'm saying? Like she didn't have all that shit on, and she just looked so refreshed. She looked like she washed her face with cleanser, and took good care of her skin, and just looked like a human. You get what I'm saying? Nowadays, you can't. People don't look like humans anymore. They just look like something off of some type of not anime character, because that's pretty cool, but it just don't. It just I don't know. It's like people trying too hard, but they forgot their brains. Like, I understand you want people to see your exterior and you want people to notice that first because you put all that first because you may feel like there's nothing else to follow up with it. Whatever you put first is what you are showing people who you are. So you do want to keep yourself up. I get it, but you want to have something else to introduce besides your physical attributes because other than that, what else do you have? Billie Eilish is one of them. She stands out to me because what you see now is the sexy reds. It just, ugh. Yeah, I promise you, I must have the sexy reds. What's the other girl name? Gorilla. I mean, Glorilla. I'm sorry, Glorilla. The Sukianas. It's just irritating. Everybody looks the same, and they think this look is cool. It's just irritating, and it would get on my goddamn nerves. Like somebody just talking high pitched in that high pitched, annoying voice walking around. You can, however you feel, that's your life, however you want to advertise yourself. But what else do you have? You get what I'm saying? And everybody's on the whole baby mama too. Yeah, everybody wants to be baby mamas, and it's just irritating. And then the whole ratchet act. I don't. That's never been a thing. It's played out because it should have never started, but that's just played out. Um, mm-mm. It's rare when you come across those ones like that. Even Tiana Taylor, I think she's pretty cool. She's in like a lane of her own, and how she ended up with the dude she ended up with, I just don't understand. I don't understand how that even happened because I could have sworn there are three people that had me sort of fooled, and I still think they are on the low low, but I think they pretty much had to adhere to a certain prototype in Hollywood. There are three of them that had me, and to this day, I'm telling you, I feel like they are like that, but I feel like they had to portray a certain image. Sierra, Alicia Keys, and Tiana Taylor. These three women, I'm telling you right now, my radar has never been wrong. I feel like they were being badgered for the way that they started their appearance in Hollywood, and they felt like that wasn't going to sell, so they had to quickly change their image up and show people, see, look, they're women, they're all women. Look at their body, look, they got their parts out. Alicia Keys does have a certain level of respect for herself. Sierra too, and Tiana Taylor, they just are their own individual ladies. But I'm telling you right now, I nobody can fool me. And then you look at how they what they did to these women. They made Alicia Keys go after someone who was already married to someone else, but they stayed together. They made Sierra, first Future had to knock her up, and then she found the treasure or whatever. And then there was Tiana Taylor that came out with the bubble jacket. She had like the Timberlands, the fluffy hair, beautiful. You know what I'm saying? To this day, that woman is chiseled. That girl bad, and now she's divorced because of cheating allegations. And it's just like, but she's not going to have a difficult time. I mean, girl, bad. This is what I'm talking about. When they first came out, they came out with a look that was just not over the top. They were beautiful naturally. You get what I'm saying? It's rare to come across that. And people just mess it up. Like they put all this shit on. They start acting in ways they don't normally act to try to get attention seeking. They allow people to disrespect them and disrespect their bodies. They start becoming clingy and codependent. They don't want to enjoy their own individual time and their own lives of freedom. They act like being free in their own life is something to be ashamed of. I don't give a fuck. When I go somewhere, you not gonna see nobody with me. And if so, they must mean something to me. Period. I don't give a fuck who looking. I do shit on my own. I like my own space. And I need, if it's going to be somebody, they need to really enjoy their own space just as much. That's not intimidating. You have your own shit. You live your own life, but you don't necessarily want to be up in somebody's face 24/7. And they right there every single goddamn day. You roll over, they right there every fucking day, every goddamn night. You open your eyes, they're there. You open the door, they're there. It's just fucking irritating. You get what I'm saying? And it's hard to explain it. Okay, you're talking about like a lot of, if you are into astrology like I am, okay, for those of you who don't know, all right, I am a Scorpio ascendant. I have tons of Aquarius placements and Aries. Okay, so these are the placements in my chart, the dominance. Well, Aries is very rare. That's rare. It's only one planet in Aries. The rest is all air. So Aquarius and Libra dominate my chart, with the rising being Scorpio. So that lets you know I'm a very independent, or a very person who likes to just live my life. I don't like to feel like a prisoner, and I don't like prisoners. I like people who live their lives, be their self, enjoy their life, and then you got something to talk about. But not someone who has to be like a caged bird. True enough, I am an introvert, but depending on my mood and depending on the vibe, I might shock you. Okay, I'm no square, put it like that. So, being that I am an introvert, it doesn't mean that I'm boring. It just means I like my space, and it just means that I like my freedom, and I could think, I could read, I could create, I could sketch, I could come up with some styles. One minute I'm wearing a hoodie and some sweatpants and some chucks. The next minute, I'm not putting a damn dress on. I don't wear dresses. That's something you're not gonna see. I don't do that shit. I do not do that shit. I would not. I don't give a damn. I don't wear dresses. Period. I don't wear dresses. I don't wear skirts. I don't wear none of that shit. I'm a pants down. I love pants. I love sneakers. I love Timberlands. I like stuff like that. But for the most part, and hoodies, And if I do try to do it up, I might wear jeans with rips in the knees and stuff like that, if I feel like it. But as far as dresses and skirts, nah, that's and I'm also attracted to those who sort of like dress similar to myself, like, more eccentric or gender fluid, not necessarily forced to be forced into one category. You're a woman, you wear a dress, you wear pink, you got to put on your nails, you got to wear it, you got to get the hair done like this. It's like, why are you forcing? Be fluid. It's okay to do you. It's okay. Some days you want to wear your sweatpants. That's when it's true. When Drake said that's when you're the prettiest. That's the truth. When I see women have their hair up in a little bun and they think they're not attractive, they had their hair up in a little bun and they have like the little strings hanging down from their bun and they keep trying to push it back up because they think it's ugly, or they have on like sweatpants and they little tennis shoes and they just running their little errands. That's when they be the most cutest to me. But then when they go overboard and they just patting more shit on, well, I missed the spot. They be putting more, like, I was like, stop, you don't have to keep doing this. It's like putting paint on something and painting over and over and over and over until the paint start to fall off. It's just like, I feel like a lot of the time people have gotten indoctrinated by society to believe that every little flaw, every little thing that they believe is a flaw, what society tells them is a flaw, must be unflawed. And half of the time there is no flaws for real. And they start looking fake. You get what I'm saying? It starts to look fake. And it's weird. And it's so amazing that we're entering into the AI era of artificial intelligence and robots, when people are literally starting to look and act like that. So it's the best time in history to bring out AI, because that's how women and men are starting to look and act like goddamn robots. You ask them what they think, they'll tell you what everybody else thinks. You ask them who they are, they're gonna tell you what everybody else are. What do you like? They're gonna tell you what everybody else like. I mean, what the fuck? What the fuck is that? What is that? What is your name? Oh, I'll tell you their name. Like, oh my God. It's so weird. Like, what happened to people? Then there was like the butt implant era where all the women ran out and, I gotta get ass, I gotta get ass, I gotta get ass. It's just like, what in the hell is that? Why is everybody doing that? I don't understand what's going on. and it affected the women more than the dudes. I think the dudes, the most thing they may do is just like try to pump their junk up. They may try to pump up their junk, like the women try to pump up their butt, the trunks. And it's just weird how society has people believing that they have to change every little thing about themselves to where they're on edge and they can't even be a human being because they're living like fucking robots, and they're wondering why people just decided to come up with robots to do the thing that people can do, because people aren't even people anymore. People aren't people, and people are now robotic. The robots are realer than the people, and that's a fucking shame. You know, you look at people, they look like some you see on TV. You could tell who their favorite artist is because you look at them, they look just like them. You got women out here that want to be the Kardashians. I don't know what the new thing is now. I don't know whatever the newest trend is for the, I don't know. But whatever that is, they want to be like that. You could tell what Gen Z, for example, with the whole sexy red craze or the whole STD queen or whatever. Now they're out here acting like that. It just looks so gross. You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell what people like when you see a bunch of people looking like that, like little clones and little goddamn robots and stuff. And for me, I'm chill. I like my own space. I'm not gonna lie, I get irritated if somebody be in my face too much. I'm gonna start getting real rude unless I feel like you cool. And I don't like hang around. I don't like too many people like that. So I can be very rude, especially when I need you. You know, when I need somebody to get the fuck up out my face, and you doing too much, then I'm going to come across extremely rude because you doing too much. And so when I come across people like that, I think they're the coolest people. Because first of all, I don't be in nobody face like that. Period. I like my own company. So I like people that like their own company. Don't tell me how much you like my company, because that is not impressive. That's fucking weird. Do you like your own company? Because you don't like your company, I cannot fuck with you. Because you're gonna want to be in my face a lot, and I'm gonna get real. You're gonna get on my nerves. A person who like their own company is a chill ass person. A person who needs to always get validated by other people and feel insecure or weird when people aren't always around them and always got to be in the crew all the time. These people probably run from themselves. They probably scared of their own shadow. They alone too long. They start to feel weird because they feel lonely. I don't. I like my own company, and it's rare to come across those type of people, especially women, because um they feel inadequate. What the hell? um, I'm on a busy street where no, that didn't sound right. On a busy street. No, I'm not on the corner. But no, it's just like I live on a busy street. So I know somebody's like, she's on a busy street. No, no, no. I'm just saying though, people have to like their own company. And there are so many and there are so many people out here that are missing out on a lot simply because they don't enjoy their own company. You don't know yourself. You don't even know what you like. You don't even know who you are. You don't even know what you don't like and what you do like. That's why when people do push your triggers, you don't even know what your triggers are. You don't spend no time with yourself to know what your triggers are. Because people feel like they gotta have people up in their face all the fucking time. And you're not doing yourself any justice. I understand people cool, ha ha he, but do you really like your own company? If you don't, what make you think somebody gonna like your company? You get what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. And I know it's very rare. Feel free to chime in and write, or type or whatever it is. But this is just something I was thinking about. And I can't be the only one, but maybe I am. There are some people out here that think very similar to myself. I haven't really ran into any, but I know they're out there um, that really do enjoy their own company. And they have to literally force themselves to think of them actually wanting to be around somebody 24/7. I can't do that shit. I can't. I'm not gonna lie. So a person is the same way that you sort of meet in the middle as like a homie, more so of a homie than anything. Like not the whole traditional, because I would get bored with that, and I'm not gonna lie, I would probably disappear because it's too by the book, too rule, too many scripts. You play this role, I play this role. That's dumb. I'm not playing any role. And I don't like people that play roles. There's no role for me to play. I'm not playing no roles. Okay, I'm being myself. I don't play roles. I don't play games. So there's no need for me to act like somebody I'm not for anyone. I don't do that. I'm gonna be who I am. That's what I do. But roles I don't play. If I was going to play a role, I'd be playing a role right now, the role that the world wants me to play and people who look like me to play. I don't do that. For what? Um, so I was thinking about that right there. Why have people become so fake over the years? What is this new trend? It's not new because there have always been people that have been fake in the world, but it's now a trend to fake is the new real. The faker you are, the phoner you are, you know, the fake and phoner you are, and the more you surround yourself with more quantity over quality, the cooler you seem when you got a bunch of motherfuckers around you with no substance, but they in your face. And you're fake laughing, you're fake talking, you talking about shit. You got all these people around you and they don't have any significance in your life or their own, but they in your fucking face. They in your space. They in your place. They eating up your shit. They asking for rides. Y'all being fake and smiling in each other's face. You don't really like each other, but you got them around you to prove to other people that you know people what it ain't hard to do. It's just the quality of people that you have in your circle versus a lot of people for no goddamn reason. Me, they gonna get cussed the fuck out because I don't like that shit. I hate fake shit. I cannot stand fake shit or fake people. And I will let you know my actions, my mood, my energy will let you know you're fake as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And everybody else sent up their feet into that fake shit, and I'm just bored with that fake shit. That's why I spend time I like being around myself. I'm not fake. No matter where I go, I don't give a fuck if everybody put on ballroom gowns. I bet I step up in there, tennis shoe down, hoodied up, and some sweat and some whatever I feel like. I don't give a fuck, and I'm gonna be myself. I don't care who is around. I'm not impressing nobody. They not doing shit for me. And I'm not doing shit for them. So I'm not doing that fake shit. I don't care where I'm at. I don't give a damn what part of the world I'm in. I'm not going to do and be what I'm not. Okay? Period. And out here, this is what people are becoming. And people are so used to doing this fake shit when they see people who ain't out here capping and shit with all these fake ass people in their face, up in their face, talking about nothing. People be looking all cross-eyed and shit. Are you auditioning for people? Or are you living? I'm not auditioning for no fucking body. This ain't no audition. You ain't paying me. You get what I'm saying? I'm not getting no money off of auditioning for nobody in this goddamn world. And even if I'm not doing that shit. And I was never born to do that shit. So, yes, I knew when I was born, people was like, oh, yes, I'm here and all that shit. When I was born, I had every color on that you can imagine. I put all them damn colors on at one time. So it was very obvious. Okay. I wore a vest with the sleeves cut out. I've done all that. All right. So it was very obvious I wasn't going to be anybody's bitch. And I wasn't going to be anybody's fucking clown. I wasn't going to follow any fucking rules except for the rules to pay me. Okay. And I'm not bowing down to anybody. And these are the people I respect as well. They don't bow down to shit at all. Nobody run my show. I don't run nobody's show. That ain't how it goes. Right. Period. I don't keep up whatever it looks or keep up. What do you call that shit? With the Joneses for people. I don't care what my family says. I do what the fuck I want. And they know that. I live my life however the fuck I want. If I decided to talk to anybody, that's who I choose. They don't say a fucking thing about what I do, or we gonna have a problem. They gonna shut the fuck up. All of them. So I ain't gonna have that problem. A lot of people let their family get in between what they do, how they do it, who they like. That ain't going down over here. You heard what I said. Are you gonna sit your ass down? You gonna respect who I know, or you gonna shut the fuck up? Or you ain't gonna see me or them? That's just how I get down. You know. And a lot of people can't even let their family know what's up. They already know. So nobody else in this world gonna have any say so over shit. Period. Except for their own life. So when it comes down to my family, I live by my rules. I do what I want. So much I left the house young because I'm gonna do what the fuck I want when I want on my own goddamn time. So nobody can tell me shit. You know what I mean? Not a goddamn thing. Because I don't answer to anybody. So I don't have any problem with people that feel the same way with their life. That's why you don't, as far as me going around trying to tell people what to do with their life, that's weird. I never understood another adult trying to tell another adult what to do with their own individual life and how they do their shit. You can't do what they do better than how they do it. You're not done. You just do what you do, how you do it, and how you've been doing it. That's all you do. I don't give a damn what. There are no gender roles. I don't do that shit. Some need to get done, do it. You know some need to be done. You see that shit there? Pick it up. Some need to be done, do it. You don't wait around for another gender to do something. That's stupid. I gotta take my trash out. I take my shit out. You know what I'm saying? That's common sense. Now, oh, I wonder who gonna. No, I had to do my own shit. Okay, not just sitting there scratching my head like Homer Simpson, wondering who I can get to do something that I can do myself. That's weird. And wait around for a specific. I can't do that. I've never been built that way. So I don't know what's going on. We are definitely in the age of Aquarius. A lot of people are about to get rude awakenings about how things are starting to um, improve, because it's actually going to improve people's brain cells. So they will stop dumbing down and understand that if you know you can do something, stop acting like you don't know how to do it. God damn. Stop playing these stupid simpleton roles to appease another person, to dumb yourself down, which makes you ignorant, instead of feeding your brain and learning something new that can help you in life. You choose to dumb down to make somebody else feel more comfortable around you. That ain't going down. If a person feel dumb as hell, that's their fault. But you should never dumb your ass down for nobody. They just gonna have to feel dumb on their own. And they go for anybody. You don't dumb down for somebody to make them feel better about themselves. That's their own problem. And they got to do that on their own. That don't have nothing to do with you. And too many people are here doing that. You know something. You know how to do something. Why are you playing stupid? Like you know what the answer is, but you pretend you don't know because I don't want to. Man, come on now. That lets you know the type of person that you are dealing with. If you got to act stupid because you don't want to, well, I don't want them to feel a certain way. No, they need to learn something, and that's not helping anyone. Dumbing down is the most unattractive thing you can do. Dumbing down and being somebody's bitch. You get what I'm saying? Being somebody's bitch and letting somebody bitch you around and boss you around in your life, and letting people take control of your life and how you do. You know how you like to do your shit. How somebody else step on the scene ain't gonna tell you how to do it better. You've been living your life for how many years? Who is this person? Who the fuck are they? Where they come from? How they gonna tell you what's better for you and they not you? That don't even sound right. And this is something I just can't understand about traditionalism, which is why I've never been a traditionalist and why I can never be with a traditionalist, and I will never and have never been a traditionalist. I'm not religious. I will never be religious. I don't give a damn where the hell. I don't give a damn if somebody got a problem. I'm not religious. I said I'm not. Period. Okay. I use my own mind. I see the obvious. I don't dumb down to what's right there. If the sky is blue, I'm not going to say this. The goddamn sky is damn purple. Okay. If there's the ground under my feet, I'm not going to say I'm standing on a cloud, and it's obvious. If everybody else is saying that, but I can see the obvious, why would I lie to myself to just to blend in with a group of people that's saying the same shit just because it's acceptable to say? I'm not saying the acceptable. I'm saying what it is. Period. I'm a realist. So what has happened to the world of people when everybody is choosing this to put themselves in these little brackets and these boxes? You'll go in the casket. Don't worry about it. You'll get your box. I'll tell anybody on this, you're gonna get your goddamn box. Don't jump in too soon. You know, don't jump in the box alive. You'll get your day to get your ass stuffed in that box, in that cereal box at the end of your life. But for now, don't let nobody put you in a fucking box. And even when you to yourself, that's not a box. That's growth. To other people, when people be to themselves, they don't think that's growth. But you can't grow unless you know yourself. You can't grow in somebody's fucking face all the time. You get to know that person at the point. You got to get to know yourself first. But as far as allowing people to put you in a box, that ain't gonna happen. You can't say, well, you have the woman gender, so you got to play stupid. You got to cook and clean, bitch. I do cook and clean for myself. That is not what I'm reduced down to, cooking and cleaning like a fucking bitch. There's a pot on the stove. If I want to cook, I cook when I'm hungry. There's a broom and a dustpan. If I see something need to be cleaned up where I live at, I'm going to clean it. But that's not my definition of who I am. And that's not the first thing I introduce to anybody. I don't say, hey, this is me. I cook, I clean. That's dumb shit. Because I'm not trying to impress anybody. That's just a part of being an adult and knowing what you got to do in this life. Clean up after yourself. That shouldn't be anything that you identify with yourself. That's just a part of life. What are you going to tell people? You use the bathroom, you flush the toilet, and you wipe your ass? You wash your ass, you brush your teeth? You might as well say that. If you tell people you cook and clean and you think that's something cute to say because society has taught you that because you're a gender, you need to tell everybody that you can cook and clean. Well, tell them that you know how to take a dump too. Tell them you know how to urinate and wipe your ass and flush the toilet too. Tell them that because that's how stupid it sounds. They don't know. You're not telling people the real aspects of you because that's not what people want to hear. They want to hear that copy and paste bullshit. They want to hear the stereotypical gender role dumb shit that don't that doesn't mean anything to anyone except for someone who has an ego that needs to be destroyed, and it will be. Stroking egos shouldn't be your goal. Okay, egos are meant to be destroyed, and they will. But as far as like letting that be the description of who you are, cooking and women got to stop doing that shit. You can cook, you can clean, okay. You know how to floss your teeth. You know how to put deodorant under your arms. You know how to put on lotion so you won't be ashy. Put on chapstick so your lips won't be crusty. Then make sure you throw that in there too to show people all the things that you can do that a human being knows how to do. Can you open and close the door? Can you walk up and down a flight of stairs? Can you fluff your pillow? Wow, that's so cool. Man, I never thought, what the hell? I'm glad these ways are dying off. I'm happy that some of these ways are forced to die off because have become so damn robotic and introducing the most basic, shit to tell people that it's so trendy. But this shit is dying off. These ways are dying off. People have to understand how to evolve with time and not get, well, this is how we always done it. This is how it just that shit get on my fucking nerves. Well, a million years ago, I don't give a damn if it was 5 million years ago. We're not 5 million years ago. And as long as this is a earth, the earth will always evolve with or without your bitch ass. So please, I'm so happy that these ways are starting to die off. Well, people stop simplifying themselves down to something just absolutely embarrassing. I know how to use a dustpan and a broom. Whoa, whoa, ooh. What else? I know how to sprinkle cumin in my bathtub and let it marinate and then scrub it to clean it. Oh, I never seen that before. That is astounding, right? What has happened? It's like little people have become clones and they don't even know it. Robots are realer than people ever will be. The self checkout lanes at Target and Publix and things like that has become more realistic than the people in the actual lanes that check you out. They are more robotic. When you see them, they act like robots. They scan the shit, they barely say anything, beep, beep, and they just stand there blinking slowly. And then you go to the self checkout lane, and that's more real, to be honest. So honestly, people are becoming robotic, and they wonder why. They, um, especially for those people who are picky when it come down to the type of people who they associate themselves with. Even though people will say, well, you just nah. When you become robotic and you just become people pleasing or just some shit that you think the world want to see, you lose connect with yourself. You never lose connect with yourself. People come and go, it's whatever, but you never lose connect with yourself. People come and go. It's a lot of people in this goddamn world. You ain't missing out with one or two. Period. That's one or two. And it's a big ass world. You never lose connection with yourself or nobody. They whatever. That's a fact. Period. But you don't become robotic and mechanical to just assimilate and conform to all the shit that's going on around you. That's not you. That's just what's going on around you. But you don't have to be what you see. You could be yourself. And that's why it's so rare out here that when people see people just being themselves, doing this thing called being a human, people look at them cross-eyed and shit and expect for you to go out here and just be around anybody. For what? You ain't around nobody when you around a bunch of motherfuckers. Sometimes you ain't around shit at that point. You just around faces. And you around the most. I think me enough. I'm more than enough. Trust me. But to be around a whole bunch of people for no reason, that's just a lot of faces with no names, even if they have a name. Because there's no substance there. It's just a face with a body that they might not even know they self that well. The more they know they self, their name is a name given to them by their parents. Who they are, that's who they are is who they are. The name that it was given to them by their parents, that's another thing. But who they are, they've developed that over time. Now, if they become everything around them, that's something they got to deal with. If they're true to themselves, they're gonna be themselves. That's what you introduce yourself. Your name is a label, just like the label in a Dorito bag. You know? But then who you are is developed over time, and you keep developing that as long as you live. And the minute you become what people want, it stops. But these type of stuff, when you talk about stuff like this, people get all quiet and shit because adults are supposed to talk about dumb shit all the time. Dumb shit. I mean, it's just the dumbest fucking shit with grown people. Like, grown people act like they act, half of these grown people out here act slow as fuck because they act like they never seen people in their life. They talk about the same fucking shit. Okay, they're easily impressed over somebody's body and shit. Like, they never seen people walking around and shit before doing the same shit, man. It's just like it's boring. The same people doing the same shit. None, but people are easily impressed off this shit. Like they never seen it before. When you could see that anywhere. But they can't talk about real shit because they don't know what real is anymore. I bet if you ask Siri, I bet Siri knows. I bet if you ask Siri, AI, artificial intelligence, is more intelligent than people are. That's embarrassing, bro. That is fucking embarrassing. People go to school all these years to come out a crash dummy. How the hell you go to school, middle school, high school, college, and come out to be a goddamn clone to where Siri is deeper than people? God damn. This is what the world has become? This is cool now? You got to reduce yourself down to a couple of decibels of brain cells? It's embarrassing to be smart now? It's cool to be dumb? It's cool to be a follower? It's weird to be a leader? That shit's whack as hell. Grown people, man, is dropped the fucking ball. To be honest, adults categorize themselves by everything below their belly button, and they'll be lying if they say they don't. They pride themselves on everything below their belly button. They do. And this is why the world is falling apart as it is. If you look at what the main themes are in the United States, especially, is about what people do with their bodies. They want dummies. They like dumbass motherfuckers. They don't want people to say, hey, nah, this is how I think. This is what I like. This is what I do. This is who I am. They don't like that. They need dumbasses. They need nice, obedient slaves that play these dumbass roles and blend in and be good little pets and followers. And then even animals like that shit. But people like I said, have become way more robotic than the robots. And the wonder why everything is going towards artificial intelligence. Can you blame them? Can you blame them for letting AI take over majority of the things out here? because the people only know how to respond to that. Siri Siri responds to a human voice asking a question to a robot and searches the answer immediately. But now people only understand robots. They don't understand themselves. They barely understand each other. But the robot is the genius. It's a scary world we live in when a robot has all the sense. You ask a question of why do people keep doing the same shit out here in this world? A person, I don't know. God gonna make a way. And you ask the robot will break that shit down. You ask Siri, Siri will search a database of information real quick and get a more logical answer than a human being that just takes information that was passed down to them from someone that didn't make no goddamn sense, regurgitate that information, and it sounds absolutely ridiculous. Okay, they're blaming on the devil. They're blaming on this, blaming on that. And Siri is more logical than all the brains in the world. It's just ridiculous. And this is what we're stepping into in these days that we're in now. And it's bad, you know. I feel like pretty soon we won't even really necessarily need presidents because I feel like at this point when people already are dependent on another person to lead them and they're grown as hell, nobody has to lead them to make all these goddamn kids out here that they know they can't take care of. But you need a president to lead you on how to think and take care of your areas. And I mean, this shit is fucking stupid. So pretty soon they're going to have an artificial intelligent president. People already act robotic and don't use the brains they were born with so much that robots have to think for their asses. I know you don't know how to think. Don't worry, we'll think for you. Oh God. Can you imagine what this world would be like down the line? People just gonna be drooling on themselves at that point with their body parts hanging out. Just sitting there drooling on themselves with their little body parts hanging out of their shirts and out of their pants and shit. With no brain. Just drooling on themselves. Oh God. Man. That's oh no. So I mean, if you don't use it, you lose it. If you don't use your brain, well, guess what? You don't got to worry about using that brain at all. You don't have to use about. You don't have to worry about thinking. Somebody gonna do the thinking for you. And I honestly do believe that somehow the presidential, government. I feel like all this stuff is eventually going to be taken over by artificial intelligence. They'll work side by side with each other pretty soon. Once you have people under control and they're easy to control, you control the women and their kids, you control the dudes by their egos, you control people, period. When they don't think for themselves, you know they're going to be obedient and do what the fuck they're told. Okay, they're going to be followers, except for those who aren't, and those who are not followers. There are so many people who do follow and act like little bitches that they're going to somehow try to check the people who think for themselves and ask questions instead of being nice, obedient bitches. I mean, slaves. So when you got a world like that, when people have become so controlled while acting like they really running shit, but they let everybody bitch them up, this is the time where you can come in and control everybody and they ain't gonna do shit about it, but brag about the little artificial, superficial things that they can boast and brag about to make themselves feel important. Brag about who cheated on who again because obviously their brain cells are dying. Their brain cells have died the fuck off, and now all they can do is talk about who's cheating on who knocked up who. Stupid shit that don't matter. You keep doing the dumb shit with that empty brain. God damn, a robot would learn quicker than the people do. The only way a robot is going to keep doing it is if it's malfunctioning. If it malfunctions, they will take it off the line. Okay, break it down, see what went wrong, put it back together, and now it's working smoothly. But with people, when something malfunctions, that's the brain. What's going on? Why is it cool to be walking around malfunctioning? And that's cool. Oh God, this is horrible. Say hello to the future. Well, malfunctioning is sexy. It's hot. Dumbing down is hot. Okay, because everybody wants to be hot and sexy and all this shit, but you gotta dumb down first. Okay, you gotta dumb down, dumb it down. You ask somebody, what do you like? Whatever you like. Okay, what do you like to do? Whatever you like to do. Okay, who do you know? Whoever you know. You sound dumb as hell. Like this shit is how people sound out here. Everybody's so agreeable. Everybody's so agreeable because they don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. So they become super agreeable and people pleasing. And they don't have an identity of their own. They don't have a mind of their own. They don't have like shit that they like to do on their own because they want to be agreeable to everybody. Everybody not going to agree on the same things and everybody not going to like each other. Period. Everybody not going to get along and be best friends simply because there are differences just as well as there are commonalities. Everybody don't have everything in common. That's fine. Stop people pleasing. Stop kissing ass, or that makes you no different than a robot. It makes you worse than a robot. Because guess what that robot's gonna do? The most the number one leading AI, they can scan databases for information extremely fast. Your computers, that's up to you to type the information in the question that you want in a certain format to get the answers that you seek. But I'm gonna tell you something, that computer ain't gonna be like, oh no, whatever you think. Hell no, you type that question in. That computer is not going to bring the answer whatever you think. No, it's going to give you a lot of different information and options. And you get to decide what it is that you are really looking for based upon the question that you ask. It's going to scan a database of all the information from all over. And it's going to get you what you want. It may not be the way you wanted to hear it, but it's going to get you that as exact as possible. It's not going to say whatever you want, whatever everybody else thinks. That's weird. That means you don't have a brain. A robot doesn't have a brain, but it's programmed with a lot of information from all over the world. A robot is so goddamn smart. Your computer is so smart that it's more than trilingual, it's more than bilingual. A computer will take what you say, no matter what language you speak, and translate that shit right in front of you. So that computer gets the advantage over everyone because it doesn't dumb itself the fuck down. The minute your computer starts to dumb down, guess what that means? You got a virus on your computer and you need to figure out what to do. It's dumbing down because it's time to do something about your download. So what does that mean when people dumb down? Why is that considered cute and attractive? Why is that something that people keep on passing down the fucking gene pool and think that's cute? Oh, we know how we got a body though. I bet I could put it down. Right? And what's going on? Happy New Year, guys and girl. Right? Happy New Year back to you. But the point I'm trying to make here is don't let the computer outsmart you and outhuman you. Okay? The computer speaks every language in the world. You want to bet? Take your language, whatever language you speak, whatever your native language, whatever your native language is, type it and say translate to Spanish, translate to Russian, translate to, and I bet it will do that instantly. How much you want to bet? I bet the computer will say, I don't know. Whatever you think, the shit. You'll be effed up. You try to take directions to go out of town and you say, okay, get me the directions from here to California. And it says, man, whatever you think. Hell, shit, what you asking me for? Oh, man, you stranded. Whatever you like, whatever you think. What the hell? What the fuck? What if your computer did that to you? Well, what if GPS and MapQuest did that to you? You be jacked up. You know how it goes, player. You shit. You that's out of luck. USOL, man. We depending on you. You better hope you can remember every direction, bro. No, this is my first time taking a trip, from here to Nevada. How can I get there? Shit, beats me. What you asking me for? What if the computer talked to you like that? Your ass out there wasting gas, driving in circles, mad as hell, paying all this money on tolls. You keep asking a question to the computer, and it's like, hey, whatever you think, play. I don't know what the hell you asking me for. I'm asking you. I'm trying to see what you're doing. Then you would be mad as hell. You wasted your own now because you can't find a gas station. You asking the computer, you asking the damn MapQuest, you asking, hey, you know what I'm saying? Where's the nearest gas station? Shit, don't you know? What are you asking me for? I'm doing what you doing. I don't wanna appear too smart. So, I gotta just play it cool. I thought you knew the answers. Hell no. So if you don't want your computer in a time of need, if you don't want your computer or your technology to fail you, then don't fail yourself. You gotta spark that brain up. Use that flint. Spark that fire. Something. Damn. Why is everybody thinking that's cool? What world would it be like if everybody was to just dumb it down and play it cool? This world would never have developed and evolved to the point that it is, technology wise. Now, mind wise and people wise, well, people still don't understand that people are people. Okay. And keep trying to control people. That's bullshit. You can create all the technology in the world, but you think you want to control the people like you control a robot. And now they've gotten to the point where they can. This was done by slavery. If this was done by slavery, was one method of, you know, instilling control in people to make them do that on their own so you won't have to. That was one way of doing it. Fear is another tactic. And then mind control, gaslighting, all these different tactics to where you can get people to act robotic. You can get them to fulfill these stereotypical gender role bullshit, all this dumb shit. That way you can, if you divide, now you can create selling points and marketing strategies based upon the division of the genders. So this is just a way to make more money. A robot is neither male or female. You ask Siri, you can either choose what you want Siri to sound like. If you say, hey, I want Siri to have a woman voice, you can personify Siri to become a woman. But Siri doesn't have any genitalia or anything like that to differentiate between a man or a woman. You are the one that identified that computer was a female, or you can choose a certain avatar to look like a woman or a man and change his voice. But a robot is neither female or male. It just knows. But in the human world, people are playing these fucking small ass gender roles, making themselves simpletons and dumbing down just to have control over one or the other, to be able to market certain things and sell to people based upon that division. When you can't divide, when it comes down to a robot, it is what it is. Okay. It's neither white or black. It's neither female or male. It's neither old or young. It's a robot. This is where it trumps over people. And this is dangerous in the world that we're living in, because now you're not competing with other people. You're competing with robots. And I hate to say it, it probably ain't no competition anymore. Once people have reduced themselves down to their fucking body parts, the robot owns your ass at this point. Okay. If a woman is bragging about her coochie and a dude is bragging about his balls and shit, pumping out all these kids, and you're not passing down the IQs they need. Okay. You're passing down generals. You're not passing down the intellect that they're going to need to survive in this world to compete with the robots. Like I said, a robot could speak any language. If they wanted to, at all your self-checkout lanes, for the people to speak different languages, they can have a button that can translate it for everybody if they wanted to. There would be no need for any people, to be honest. With one button, if a person speaks Spanish, they could say, oh, I need to, and they could have a little avatar as a robot speaking Spanish. If somebody is Russian, if somebody is from Pakistan, if somebody is from Argentina, if somebody's from Africa, it doesn't matter. They have these languages already pre-programmed there. And all you have to do is find your language and it can break it down to you instantly. They're not waiting around and saying, oh, wait, I'm this gender. I can't do it. What are people going to think? I got to kiss some ass first. Hell no. That puts the robot at the advantage over people. And that's dangerous times we living in. I don't play no fucking roles. And I don't care if nobody don't like it. I don't play that shit. Why would I dumb down? Okay? It's not a joke. Either you learn or you lose your brain cells. Either you learn or you get left behind. Okay? We're not living in the little industrial age. We're not living then. We're in a different era where either you know already, you want to know, you learn, you want to learn, or you get left behind. And nobody's going to wait around. Okay? You, you're stepping into the era of robotics. But when it come down to bringing more people in this earth, since everybody want to keep just regurgitating over and over this copy and paste, same shit, same stuff over and over. It's what you put in their head, how you let them know that it's okay to think for yourself and be yourself in this world. Use your intellect, cause your ass ain't getting you nowhere. But looking like a fucking fool. Anybody can do that. A dog can do that. A bear can do that. A roach can do that shit. What differentiates a human from a robot and an animal is your ability to think for yourself and manifest that into reality to turn it into tangible things. Not your ability to use your ass and brag about what your ass made. Because whatever you did, a man and a woman, when they bring these lives into the world, you don't own them. You don't own them, motherfucker. They're not you, bitch. They're these people, they own people. And when you teach people to think, be you, you're not doing them a service. You're fucking their life up. And you put them in competition with a robot. And let's see how they go toe to toe with that. When you teaching them, now you know, now Lord gonna make a way. Oh man, you finna f them up in the future. Now don't worry, you just put it out of you. There's nothing you could do. There's nothing you could do. Like what the hell? The rapture's coming. The rapture's coming. What the fuck? So the only survivors gonna be the robots? Are the robots going to hell for being too smart? Like what? Is it gonna be robots in hell too? I don't know. Yo, Siri going to hell too. Ah, damn! Ow! 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 What do you? What's that sound? I'm a fire. Hold up. The block is hot. The block is hot, hot, hot. Siri going to hell. Siri go. Siri going to hell, man. Right? If you leave it up to how all these outdated ways and the stuff that they have pre-programmed into people, making them incapable of being able to compete in modern society based upon how they have simplified their brain cells by teaching them to only think one way. When your brain was meant to be limitless, it's not meant to be, just static. So you haven't done them a service. You feel you gotta be afraid of God. Like what the fuck are you talking about? TD Jakes came out as a bitch right now. They saying that he a power bottom, and people still running their stupid ass up there. Another generation they're gonna put into the world being free. Honestly, I think all the robots going to heaven. I feel like the people, if there's a hell for real, guess where they're going? Because for being stupid. Okay? For being stupid. Even their own Bible was like the people gonna perish by the lack of knowledge. And they still keep doing this shit. Well, I need somebody to lead me. They're gonna lead you. All the robots going to heaven. When the rapture come, the robots gonna be lifting up into the sky. All the computers gonna be lifting up. All the people still gonna be on the earth looking up. All the robots gonna have wings. Bye, suckers. Oh, they're gonna be talking like robots. Bye, motherfuckers. Well, we're taking all of our knowledge with us. Good luck finding directions to that person's house, bitches. And they're gonna start floating up. No, we need you. Oh my God. How am I gonna do math now in my head? No. I, I can't remember my own fucking phone number. We need you. What the fuck? Yo, people gonna be losing their damn mind if all the robots went to heaven and the rapture came for those who say they super religious and nothing but the robots go up because they're the only ones that actually made decisions of their own based upon the pre-programmed information injected into them by people with brains that somehow was able to download all this information into a robot to remember. While the people forget. Don't worry about it. The robot's gonna be putting their robotic middle fingers up. So long, suckers. Good luck figuring that shit out on your own. Oh no! People down here self-destructing, stealing shit from each other, taking each other out with their guns and their tummy guns. The robots are gone, so now they can't remember their phone numbers because they don't have it on autosave and auto dial. They can't remember shit anymore. They can't remember their own names. What's my name, man? What's my nickname? No, my name, man. Well, let's find our birth certificates. It's got to be here somewhere. Siri, come back. Yo, this is fucking sad. This is sad. This is so fucked up. Okay. Self checkout lanes gone. You're gonna have people patting their heads again. What do you want? What do you want? Siri, no. You get what I'm saying? Is this what it's come to? And is this what society is feeding back to people, letting people know that you have lost your authenticity? You've lost your authenticity and the thing that make you human in the first place. You're on copy and paste, you're on autopilot, you're just doing what you think people expect you to do. You're not being yourself. You pride yourself on your bodily fluids and what you can do with them. I peed. I peed. Are you fucking 1 years old? I'm 30. I effed. I'm still cheating. I'm 30. I'm 40. I cheated. What the fuck? These people are hyping up Offset and Cardi B, they old asses. And his ass he look half slow. He cheating and shit. And everybody popping up, oh, wow, wow. And you wonder why they bringing robots out. The human brain prides themselves on the most embarrassing shit. The things that they should be proud of, they think that's lame. But they're proud to announce embarrassing, dumb shit that they think makes them cool, more masculine, more feminine. To do stereotypical things that make you more human like, but more dumbed down. You get what I'm saying? I peed, everybody. I peed. They might as well say this shit. I pee. I do. Like, what the fuck? Are you 5, bro? What the fuck? That looks weird for an adult to talk like that, but they upped the levels, right? When you're 1 year old and a 4 year old and you tell everybody you peed, oh, yay, you peed in the toilet. Wow. But when you're an adult and you tell people you effed, like you're upping the antics. Okay. Since you can't get applause, okay. You can't get applause, like Lady Gaga. You can't get applause. You can't get applause for telling people you peed anymore, like you did when you were 3 and 4, in an actual toilet too, not in my Pampers. Now you're an adult and you're bragging on the fact that you effed, but you can control who you effed, and now you effed up because now you got all these kids in the world that you can't control and take care of. Now you're effed up. And now people still clap for you because instead of telling people you peed and you pooed, you're telling people you effed. Even if it puts you in a stupid situation, it's still cool. So when people condone that behavior, you keep doing it. You don't even need your brain. So why wouldn't it be the best time to introduce artificial intelligence and let it take over? Why not? People, for God's sake, people are bragging about effing and their secretions as adults. Oh my God. Put them side by side. Roll out the 2 year old, roll out the 3 year old. I pee peed. Oh, yeah. Oh, you pee pee. Everybody start clapping. You pee pee. And it sounds as weird as it sounds, it's a young person. So, I mean, that would look weird if it was a grown adult and you're doing it. This person's like 25, 30. But people really look at how they look and how they sound. This is exactly what it looks like. All the dudes get together. Yeah, dude, I effed. Oh, wow. Just substitute that. I peed, y'all. Oh, wow. Yeah, yeah. And I'll do it again. Whoa. What the fuck? Adults? Is this what we're turning into? Is this what society has turned into? Oh my gosh. What happened to the authenticity in people? What happened to that thing that make you do a double take because you've never seen that before? It's a breath of fresh air. That make you triple take, not because it's another pumped up ass until it exploded. Not that, okay? Not because a dude has to feel the need to take his shirt off in, negative 30-degree weather just to get somebody to look. Yeah, man, ain't even cold either. Dude, your nips are frozen together. I'm not even cold, bro. I'm used to this. Okay, right? Not because of that, but because it's refreshing to see someone act, think, and be themselves in this day and age. And that's sad. With all of this technology that has evolved and improved over time, people have gotten left behind. Speaking of left behind, that may be, I haven't seen that movie yet, but I think I get it now. Just thinking about it. Somebody told me, I think it was you, to watch Left Behind or Leave the World Behind. I think I get it. I haven't watched it, but I think I get it. Just speaking on this type of stuff. Oh, man, it's very rare to come across people acting like people because people think they only seem to be reducing themselves down to being human only if it revolves around the fact of bringing more humans in the world. They don't want to be a human. To be a human means you need a leader. You're afraid to lead yourself and to be yourself and to do what the fuck you want in a world where people tell you that's selfish. But it's okay to be a bitch and a slave to somebody else. Ah, that's cool. That makes you less aggressive, less problematic, easier to get along with, right? Less threatening. The more you conform, the more you blend in, the more you treat yourself like shit and then brag about it while telling people that it's the coolest thing ever. Because for those who don't do that, they're considered problem people. Not because they're actually problematic, but because they think and they do what they want. And they do what they're supposed to do, but they won't allow themselves to be a bitch to anyone. And they won't allow themselves to dumb down. They want to learn as much as they can. Nobody's going to know everything in the world, but they'll never stop learning as long as they live. And as long as you're learning, as long as you live, that's a good thing. Other than that, bring out the robots, bring out the clowns, roll out them robots, because we're going to see a hell of a lot more of it. Okay. Now, we're getting to the ages where people will be part human and part robot. I hope you all understand that. What do you think? Okay, back in the day, pacemakers was the first example of a person walking around with, because the pacemakers back in the day were no joke. My grandpa had one, and he had a line going straight down his chest from his throat all the way down to, like, well, far as I, whenever he would, like, his shirt or whatever, you would see that line where they cut him from literally the top of his chest down like a straight line, and had to open him up to put the pacemaker in. And he was still drinking. That's what took him out, right? A literal pacemaker. And back in those days, that was like a machine. So the person was basically alive because of the machine, of the robot. And that was then. So now the technology has improved. So there will be a blend of robot and people combining, because they're trying to figure out how to keep life alive, how to keep people alive. And everybody won't be able to have that opportunity. They will experiment with some, when you're talking about like Elon Musk and things like that, use some people as experiments to see what happens. But for the most part, if they want Operation Depopulation, where the world is supposedly overpopulated, but you need more population. When they say they need more population, all that they're going to do at that point is create robots that are human like, but are able to be nice and obedient, that you don't require to have to pay. You don't have to pay them. They're obedient. They do what they're told. They don't need much. Okay. You don't need that many of them. Like I said, one robot can do in these warehouses and stuff out there. They are majority of the people that work in warehouses and the industrial sector will be replaced by robots. I told you that before. One robot, they have some where one robot can do what 10 to 15 people can do fast. One. If you need a staff of people, and you all you have to do is invest in a couple of robots. If one robot, let's just say one robot is 10 people. 10 people, one robot. If you get 10 robots, you have 100 people right there. If you get 20 robots, you have 200 people. 3 robots, you get what I'm saying? 10 robots. Hold up. 10 robots, 10 people. 1 robot is 10 people. 10 robots, 100. 20 robots, 200. 30 robots, 300. 40 robots, 400. There go your people right there. All they would have to do is invest in robots and keep up the maintenance, just like you keep up the maintenance on your vehicle, the oil, the transmission fluids, the transmission, the brake pads, tires, all that type of shit to keep it running. That's all they really have to do. They don't have to worry about anything else. PTO, sick time, medical benefits, and all that type of stuff. The robots are obedient. They do what they're told. At the end, you charge them up, you turn them off. Some of them can even continue throughout the night, 24/7. They don't get tired. And if so, all you have to do is take those robots, put them over to the side, get the engineers to go in, fix them, put them back out there. They're cool. Things keep going 24 hours, 24/7. Okay. It's a quick fix for people out here they want to, they think it's cool to dumb down. It's actually a dangerous thing. And to bring more people in the world and tell them, now you better be good. Now don't you get all this stupid shit. Guess what? They're going to be competing with these robots, and they're going to be pretty. So the Operation Depopulation, that is going to eliminate a group of people, culturally, socioeconomically. If you're not learning, you're dying. Okay? And it's no excuse. Your ass and your boob and your eggplants really don't mean shit. You do that when there's nothing else to do. There's plenty to do. There's plenty to learn. And you better learn it now. Because speaking of your bodies, they have they have created all type of things and have experimented with it. Have been experimenting for a while. Where they have some of them that are out here looking just like you and I that aren't you and I. Okay. It's so technology advanced that they could put holograms over entire cities and make it look realistic. Holograms that look realistic right there. They'll put a hologram of a bridge that looks so realistic that people will think it's a bridge there and have to be careful not to drive their car off cliffs. Okay. And this is it's basically being able to fool people with their eyes. Since people are impressed easily with their eyes and they don't use their minds anymore, everybody's using their eyes for everything. Eyes getting bigger than their head. It's going to be a lot of people to get done up by that. Now, you know, they say believe half of what you see. Being a glutton with their eyes and gullible with their eyes and not using common sense. Where I hope people know what generation they're in, what era you're in. I don't care how bad you want things to be, how it used to be, all that weird stuff. Whatever. We don't go backwards. There's no such thing. So they can stop it. Give up. Move forward. All right. Nobody's going back. Stop. Now, we're moving forward. And this is the era we are in. Everybody on this earth right now are going to be having some part in this era that we are in now, whether you like it or not. The best thing you could do is get acquainted with it, become very knowledgeable about it, know how to navigate in it, understand the ins and outs of it. For the young people, instead of popping them out, you a girl, you act like this, you're a boy, all this stupid ass shit, man, leave that shit back in the early 1900s and 1800s. Cut it out. You out here acting like that nowadays, you're going to be destroyed. You and your lineage is going to be wiped out, dumbing down, trying to fit these stupid ass roles, destroying the future generations in certain culture lines by trying to make them fit into these goofy ass categories when that is not the way this world is about to operate now. And it's not going to help them. Okay. They better use their minds. Okay. Because trust me, what you don't do with your mind, they got plenty of robots that they already downloading as much information as they can. Okay. It's the truth. Banks, everything that you can imagine will be taken over by AI. So you better hope that you're one of the ones with the brains. You better hope that you're one of the ones with the brains. And if you're out here reproducing all over the place, you better hope that if you're bringing people in this world, that you making sure they have a very solid brain, a mind too, not to think like you, but to see what they think in their own mind and how that's going to be beneficial in the world ahead of them. All that to go to church and all this type of stuff. Oh, fear, all the clouds, fear, 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 fear. It's just like you finna fuck them up. You finna fuck them up for real. Because people just gonna push that out of the way. All right, whatever, and they're gonna keep on moving forward. It's sad, but it's true. So they might want to use their mind for real. There's no excuse. You can get information from about anywhere nowadays. For real. So the technology is there, but nobody's really, you know what I'm saying? The technology is there. Part of being human is the ability to think and pull the things out of your mind and bring it into reality and understand that it does take time. That's the difference between a person, a human, and a robot. And even robots were created out of somebody's mind. Robots didn't create themselves. Then they tell you in the movie Transformers, we're living that movie Transformers now. Robots in disguise. Before that was a movie that everybody thought was so cool. We're living that shit now. robots, AI, all this was created by people. Their minds, people who actually thought about this shit and pulled that right out their mind into your world that you see right now. No matter how weird it sounds to other people, they saw that shit. They saw it. They didn't care what nobody thought. And it exists now. So if you're in the United States, you can now communicate with people overseas. People, if you're overseas, you can communicate in real time with somebody on the other side of the world, no matter what time zone you're in. Just that instantaneously. That was one of the first steps to introducing robotics. And everything takes a part of it, from your telephone, okay, all of this to your computers, all of this shit. But it's beneficial to people. It's very beneficial. Well, before, the alarm clock, before all of our time, used to be roosters. Before then, it used to be like rocks and shadows, casted from the stones. No, it started from that first. People could tell the seasons by the crops. All these things have changed, and now things are done at the touch of your finger. Weather forecasters, all of them will be replaced with artificial intelligence, by the way. And people don't want to get acquainted with this, say they want to ignore it. They think if they ignore it, it's going to make things disappear. It's not. This is the eras that we're heading into. You got to look at the so-called calendar. Look what the dates say. It says 2024. Who would have ever thought? It sounds weird, doesn't it? Do you think somebody that was living in the year 1800s would have ever believed there would have ever been a year 2024? We're in it. Okay. They never saw it, but it doesn't mean it exists. It doesn't exist. We're in it. So it's proof that it exists. Do they know it exists? No, because they're not in it. Those who were in the 1800s were stayed in the 1800s. They never saw the 1900s. Some of them may have got partially there. The ones who were in the 1700s never seen the 2000s. Does it mean it never existed for them? Yeah. Yeah, for them it didn't exist. For us, we know it exists. We know about their history, but they don't know about our future, which is our present. This shit is real. Stuff doesn't stop because people do. Time doesn't stop because people do. That ain't how this shit operate. So men, women, and men should not be reducing themselves down to a motherfucking body part, because that is not beneficial to anyone except for those who think on that level, which means they're not thinking at all. That's a poor person's mentality, to only identify yourself upon your cooch and your balls, when there's so much that your brain could be ingesting to help yourself. You do that shit when there's nothing else to do. And trust me, you'll never run out of stuff to think about. And people are going to see. That's what I meant. And that's why I put the thing sapiosexual. Sapiosexual, and you could take the sexual part off, for real, to be honest. It's just sapio, your mind, your intellect, your intelligence. That is going to really benefit a lot of people in this era of technology that we're in right now, because you're going to have to use your mind. People will be forced to use whatever they thought they wouldn't have. You're going to be forced to use your mind. So they're going to start to have to use the upper parts of their body. Okay. Eyes. And not for seeing what somebody else doing, but use your eyes, your ears, not for being nosy, but to really pay attention. Your brain, which runs your entire. People are going to be forced to understand what runs their body. You have a soul, you have a spirit, yes, that belongs to the ether. But in the physical world, your brain is very important, because without it, what are you? What are you? Are you an ass? Are you an eggplant? Because if so, you can make that happen. Your brain runs your entire damn body, from your head to your toes. None of that shit would operate without your mind sending signals to every inch of your body. It would shut all that shit down. real quick. And people that don't give their mind and their brains any credit, it's just sad. So that's not attractive. Without your brain, you wouldn't be shit. Without your spirit and your soul, you really wouldn't be shit because you wouldn't have this body that you're in. You wouldn't be able to navigate through it. Your spirit, your soul gives permission to your brain to go ahead and carry out orders in this life, in the physical world. But your soul is watching over that. But your brain helps you navigate in this world, and your intuition too, to help you pick up on vibes when something not right or something is right, and the right time or the wrong time to do something. But without your brain, it would shut your ass down. Your brain and your heart, your organs, your health is your wealth. Without it, you're not. Without it, you're done. You're done. People better start using their goddamn mind. That's what I'm saying. That's not impressive. Somebody talk about their ass and their body all day. That don't mean shit. That don't mean shit because everybody out here got that. That ain't nothing. That's not impressive. What's that? Would you rather have somebody sitting over there looking cute but dumb? Somebody looking cute but dumb that's a liability to you that don't want to think? What they gonna do? What they gonna do for you? Look good? That's it? Where your brain at? They gonna get you in a world of trouble, man. You gotta shake them off. Period. Nobody, what the hell is that? What is that? Man, that would piss me off. What is that? You don't want to discover the depths of your own mind to see who you truly are? Your body don't run shit, but people who think that it does. Your brain, your mind is very powerful. And until people understand that, you're not alive yet. You're a zombie at that point. Going through the fucking motions. Doing the things that the body can do. Urinate, defecate, defecation, secretions, salivating, eat, and wash, rinse, repeat. That's what the body can do. But the brain gives substance to it, and your spirit gives substance to it. Now you have an identity. Now you can think. You have personality. Now you have a conversation. Other than that, you're just a fucking zombie at that point. And that makes it easier to control you and anything that comes from you. It makes it easier to control you and your kids. Every damn generation from now, if you could control, you will be controlled and your kids can be. And your dude could be controlled. Your kids will be controlled. You will be controlled. Generations will be controlled. When people do not think for themselves, they're going to do what they told. And they can talk all that shit if they want to. But you're going to do what you told. Generations of people will. They already have. So they might want to value the thing that people can't literally see. They can't literally take a look at your brain. Doctors can. People can't literally, when you walk around, people can't see your brain through your skull, but they can tell what's in your brain by your actions. They get a good idea. And don't worry, they're coming up with some for that too. Okay? What they call it, biometrics, where they're able to get a better understanding of how your mind operates and pretty much analyze your next movements based upon patterns to pretty much read your mind. You know, artificial intelligence has that down pat too, you know, where they can pretty much pick up on patterns and things that you like, things that you watch, and to get a good idea about who you are as a person and pretty much guesstimate, estimate, hypothesize, and theorize what your next movement will be. That's how smart technology is. I hope people understand what era you're living in, and I hope you know how to keep up with it. Feed your brain. You can feed your ass some other time. Whatever. Feed your brain. You're going to need it. You're going to need that thing to sit up in your cranium. You could use that other stuff when it ain't nothing else to do. Don't be so easily impressed by seeing that shit out here because everybody got a body. You do, I do. Everybody got a body. If you want to see a body, look down. Don't be so impressed. Make sure that whoever you around or who you with, got a brain in their head and they use it, or you in trouble. Especially if they're around you and you around them. If they have a brain in their head and they don't use it, you're in a dangerous situation. They can't help you at all, and they know it. So they talk about the things that they're good at doing, the things that anybody can do, man. Their body. Wow. Oh, you got a body. Oh my God. Oh, oh boy. Never seen that. And it has this time and this place, but it shouldn't dominate your existence. Other than that, like, what's the human experience without a mind to understand what you're doing and where you're at? You don't believe me? Study something called Alzheimer's. What is Alzheimer's? It's a scary situation. It's sad. Okay. What is the difference between Alzheimer's, a person who has no understanding that their mind is going? And it's got to be a scary situation for them, but they can't help it, right? Versus people who have a fucking mind and they reduce themselves down to their fucking body. What the fuck? That would piss me off. That's why somebody don't even try to flirt my way. I don't even give any person any inclination that means shit to me. That don't mean shit to me. Are you smart or what? You got a brain or what? Because if you don't, man, get the stepping. Get the fuck up out of my face. Because what am I going to do with that besides get upset? Study Parkinson, study Alzheimer's, see what happened to those people. That's got to be a scary thing. I feel sorry for them. They have no idea. They don't remember. People have to tell them they don't remember. They really don't. You better appreciate your brain the way you appreciate your ass before it's gone. Period. What you gonna do then? Reminisce? Woulda, coulda, shoulda? Talk about how it was before? You got a brain sitting up in your head. Why you don't want to use it? Unless you're trying to impress somebody. Impress yourself. What you strengthen, whatever you strengthen your brain. You'll be surprised. You're gonna need it. You'll be surprised. Trust me. Just saying. That's what happened to the authenticity of people. And maybe one day it'll return back in this world. There are still some people that do have that authenticity. It's not about being better or less than anybody, but you do need that. It's a part of the human experience. Having that authenticity to make you who you are, separate from your mother, separate from your father, your sister, and your brother, and the people in this world. You have your own identity, like your own fingerprints. You weren't meant to be a carbon copy of someone else. Genetics, lineage, all that is cool or whatever, but you're your own person. No matter what family tree and gene line you came from, you're your own person. That's just what brought you into existence. But you are your own person. You have your own decisions, and you make up your mind and make your own decisions. You don't make decisions like everybody else. Other than that, what the fuck? You might as well be them then. You might as well be them then. You might as well just, hell, jump in a body then. You're not going to have the same experience unless you allow somebody to make your life their experience and let somebody live through you. You're going to disappoint a lot of people. Good. I'm good at doing that shit. I will do that for the rest of I love disappointing people because I'm not doing what a person expected me. I don't care what you expected. That's what I do. this this is what I do. And that's what you do. And as long as we live, you're gonna disappoint some people. Not because you're trying to, but just because you're not their expectation that they had of you. Because they're not you. That's why. So I mean, use your mind. That's just a message for the new year because You know, I got to speak of it being in the age of Aquarius and everything. And this is my natural element. I love everything about it. We're going to be in this element and this energy for a long time. People might as well get ready for dismantling traditions, dismantling outdated ways of thinking and living, outdated ways of doing things. This shit's crumbling before people's eyes and they can't take it. They might as well get used to it. Because one thing about Aquarian energy, all it wants you to do is think for yourself. Aquarius energy is about displaying your intelligence and not being embarrassed by it, using your own mind, not copying someone else's thoughts and ways of doing things, because everybody has their own unique way of living. As long as you're not out here taking nobody out and just doing dumb shit, it pushes people to think for themselves, even if they're not comfortable with it. They'll be forced to. And that might hurt some people's heads, but they appreciate it in the long run. Aquarius energy unfluffs your pillows and only fluffs it back once you've seen things that you need to see and did something about it. It will unfluff your pillow. It will deflate your pillow. Make that shit flat and make it very uncomfortable for you until you say, "Oh, I got it." Then all of a sudden your pillow fluff back up. It's the Uranian energy combined with Saturn energy. Restrictions and surprises. Technology versus stability. And it's no joke. But behind everything that seems difficult is always something that benefits you, something you appreciate in the long run. It helps you. Without it, what would you be? If everything was done perfectly, who would you be? If you went through life and never had to think about anything, where would you be? If you never had to use your intellect, what would happen to you? If you went off of what somebody told you every single time and you never researched it yourself, what would happen to you? It's okay to be a human being. Your version of being a human being. And that's that. Next time.